friends, welcome back to Jess Writes a Book. I am Jess. Today is Monday, April 13th. It is officially the start of the third week of the Rough Draft Challenge. I think we need to talk about where I've been and how things have been going for the challenge so far. If I could have a name or title for this challenge, it would be Chaos. These challenges always seem to be a bit chaotic for me, but this time around things have just been completely crazy, have gone completely off the rails in a way that I could not have expected, and things have just been total chaos. So let's talk about it. Last Monday, my husband Nick ended up in the hospital for the fourth time in 2 months, and his current health situation has just kind of thrown everything off for us. On Wednesday of this past week, Nick ended up having to have an angiogram done, and we found out that he will very likely need to have open heart surgery. This is something that we absolutely didn't expect and has just kind of thrown everything into chaos while we figure things out. So as you can imagine, things have just been kind of crazy around here. Nick needing heart surgery is not something that we saw coming at all. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that Nick is a kidney transplant patient. He's currently waiting for his third kidney transplant. He started dialysis back in December, and since December, he has been in and out of the hospital 4 times. One of the things that really threw off the first week of this challenge, and why there haven't been previous vlogs, is because he was actually just in the hospital 3 weeks ago. He has been having a hard time kind of getting into the rhythm of dialysis, and on top of it, he has gotten a couple of infections, which is common for people on dialysis. Obviously, their immune systems are compromised, and so they get sick very easily, and Nick has ended up with pretty serious infections twice and has ended up in the hospital because of that. And so, like I said, he was just in the hospital a few weeks ago. He was in the hospital for about a week, and so again, every time that happens, our usual rhythms and routines and habits just kind of get thrown off. I'm definitely someone who gets easily thrown off my rhythm. I start really strong, and then the second something goes wrong, I just kind of easily get pushed off track, and it's hard for me to pick back up again. So this in and out of the hospital has definitely been stressful and has just made it difficult for me to really be consistent. The weeks that he's been home have been really good. I have made a lot of progress, which we'll talk about in a minute, but the kind of start and stop and the uncertainty of what's going on, especially now with this new health development about his heart, has just really made it difficult to stay consistent and to focus on writing and to really focus on the challenge. I did technically start the Rough Draft Challenge a couple of days earlier. I started it on Monday, March 30th, just to start clean in a new week. So one of the first things I did to start off the challenge was clean off my desk in my little office here. I had let things accumulate over the past couple of months. Things have been so crazy that I never really got a chance to clean anything up. So that is how I started off the challenge. I have attempted to vlog over the last couple of weeks, and I did start to film a weekly vlog that first week. But like I said, things have just been chaos. And so I decided to just go ahead and film this little catch-up segment of this vlog, and we will jump right in to week 3. So for this challenge, I decided that I would be working on book 2 of my Forgotten Kingdom series. I will start outlining it and eventually get to drafting it, while also working on draft 2 of book 1. So here you can see me slowly starting to work on my outline for book 2. I have some note cards that I have been using, and I did recently make the switch over to Scrivener, and I started adding all of those note cards and scene cards that I have to the scene card screen in Scrivener. So while things haven't been perfect, I have managed to make some progress in both projects towards both goals. One of the things that I've really been trying to focus over the last few weeks is finding time for myself and making time to focus on the things that are important to me and the things that fuel my creativity. Nick has recently started to have to do hemodialysis in clinic 3 times a week, so I have been taking advantage of that time and just spending some time on my own. You can see here I spent an afternoon at the library working on book 1 and getting a reverse outline done. and also starting to read through some comments from my alpha readers, which was such a fun experience, and I loved getting to see people's initial thoughts on the Hollow Crown. I've really been trying to take advantage of these moments that I have to myself now, and have been using them to really make progress in these 2 projects and just make some forward momentum into this challenge as much as I can. Since Nick got out of the hospital in early March, and before this last time he went back in, the weather here in Vegas has really changed and it has been beautiful out. So all in all, I am very proud of the forward progress that I have been able to make in the challenge so far, even despite all of the craziness going on. I managed to get a reverse outline done for book 1 and go through all of my alpha comments and make a master list for edits, on top of starting to get a solid outline done for book 2. So here we are now on week 3 of the challenge. It is Monday, April 13th. Like I said, we have a couple weeks left, and I am excited to hopefully be able to make even more forward progress. Nick is likely going to be needing surgery of some kind. We don't know for sure yet if it will be full open heart surgery or if we will be lucky and he will just need stents, which is a much less invasive surgery. So once we know more, that is obviously going to dictate how much time I have and what the next 2 weeks look like. But I am excited to bring you guys along with us on this journey, talk to you more about Nick's health and how he's doing, and how I am able to balance work and, well, really 2 jobs, my full-time job and my part-time VA job. I'm actually about to be starting a new client here in the next couple of weeks, on top of getting more writing done and just doing as much in this challenge as I can. I have been lucky enough that in previous challenges I was able to finish entire drafts, finish whole projects, but this time around I am really just trying to be in the moment and accept where I am in life and know that this is just what this challenge is going to look like, and that's okay. So I'm really just trying to take things one day at a time as they come, kind of hour by hour, depending on what is happening in any given moment. My boss was kind enough to allow me to work from home today and tomorrow until we meet with Nick's cardiologist and kind of figure out where things are going to go next. So I'm glad that I am able to sit here, get this vlog going, and once I get some work done, really jump into the challenge for the week and get back into writing. I have also been doing some reading. I am reading ACOTAR, or rereading, I should say, ACOTAR, as a kind of comp book. As I started doing the outline for book 2, I realized that there were some similarities. Book 2 is a little bit of a love triangle, kind of, and there was just some parallels that reminded me of some aspects of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and well, really the whole series. And so I decided I wanted to give it a reread anyways before the new book comes out in the fall, and so I figured this would be the perfect time for me to just kind of see how this kind of thing plays out in a book that's already been published, a book that is so popular, obviously, and just kind of what that looks like in an actual, like, fleshed out book. So I have been rereading that, kind of taking notes, and I've been keeping post-its in that book, and as I read through it and get ideas for things that could work in my book or the specific way that things were written and done, I've just been taking notes, and I'm excited to keep doing that. These are some books that I really love, so I'm excited to get to reread them and kind of look at them or go into reading them from more of a critical lens rather than just as a reader. That has been a lot of fun. Also, I recently picked up this book, Good Morning, Good Life by Amy Landino. This is the second version of this book. I have the first one as well. I read the first version probably 4 or 5 years ago maybe, and it totally changed my life. I have been consistently waking up in the morning and starting the day taking care of myself and getting things done for myself, things that matter to me, rather than immediately jumping into work and doing things for somebody else. And it has totally changed my life. So as soon as the updated version came out, I knew that I needed to get it. So I have been diving into this. I'm only a few pages into it. I don't know if you can see. You can't really. But I started tabbing it. I've been reading that as well. So I have been really trying to find small pockets of time to do things for myself, whether it's reading a new book. I have started doing like digital art on Procreate, which is not something that I ever thought I would do, but thanks to some of my friends in Discord who have encouraged me and have been sharing their own art, that has been a lot of fun and a great way to wind down. It was also a really good distraction in the hospital when Nick was resting a lot, and after we got, that crazy news. It was a great way to turn my brain off. Well, not off, but a great way to use it in a different way that I haven't before, and just kind of be distracted from everything else going on. And we've been watching some new shows and just trying again to find kind of little pockets of peace and little pockets of time for myself. So yeah, I will bring you guys along for the rest of this week 3. We will see how things go. You guys will see the chaos right along with me. You will get the news about Nick and his surgery as soon as we know. And yeah, let's see how much progress we can make this week. So much of my life is focused on Nick and his needs and everything that he has going on, of course, but I've been really trying to be more cognizant about taking care of myself, focusing on my own health, my diabetes, and really lately focusing on hydration. I have lately been enjoying these water enhancers. There's so many different kinds. I have Welch's here, Dole, the brand Dole, as well as Element brand ones, and these have been so fun to add to my water and just make sure that I'm getting enough hydration. The weather lately has been absolutely beautiful, and I love sitting here in front of our front window and just looking out on the busy street and the cloudy skies above. It's Tuesday now, and I'm back in the office. I had some downtime, so I took the opportunity to get back into my outline and add some more to it. I'm following Andrea Severson's outlining method, or I guess her plotting method really, and she uses the scene cards in Scrivener and just slowly over time adds more and more words to them. Hey guys, welcome back. So it is Thursday the 16th now, I believe. It's been a couple days. I haven't updated since Tuesday, I think. It's kind of windy out here, so hopefully you can hear me okay. But I spent yesterday, I got some time to myself, and I sat and worked in this journal that I have been using for like brainstorming and writing out notes and character sheets and that kind of thing. It's like one of those traveler's notebooks that has the different journals in it. So one is for The Hollow Crown as I work through edits for draft 2, and one is for the second book in the series. So I sat and I looked through my notes that I have taken in as I've been reading the comic book, and I think I might end up rewriting The Hollow Crown to be in first person POV. It's currently written in third. The idea of rewriting it into first. I started rewriting some of the chapters that I had already written for the second book into first person, and I really like how that's going. So I need to sit down and do that with some chapters from The Hollow Crown and see how I feel about it. Which obviously that would be like a huge rewrite, because essentially that means I'm like actively actually rewriting all of The Hollow Crown. The screen is probably moving a lot, bouncing a lot. It's because of the wind. But yeah, that would literally mean rewriting all of The Hollow Crown, which I didn't really intend to do. I was going to edit and just, fixing bubbles or anything that needed to be fixed. But obviously changing perspectives would mean an entirely different. So we'll see if I end up doing that or not. Again, I'm kind of just thinking my way through it, taking some notes, rewriting some chapters, seeing how I feel about it, and see if I think it will serve the story and if it feels right. Today is Thursday. Today is dialysis day for Nick, so he's there right now. I just got off work, and I decided to come out and sit out at the little open area that we have across the street from our house. We have these little tables out here with chairs, so I came and sat out here. It is a nice day. It's a little cloudy out, but it is pretty windy. But I really feel like I just need to be out of the house and just get some fresh air, and especially because Nick is going to be going back into the hospital tomorrow. He does have his the appointment for his stents for his heart tomorrow morning. We'll be there at 7:30 in the morning, and then depending on what happens, he'll be in the hospital either like 1 or 2 nights or potentially for a week if he ends up having to have the open heart surgery. So they are going to attempt to do stents. So we did go to the cardiologist on Tuesday. The doctor said that he had spoken to the cardiothoracic surgeon, and he didn't want to do open heart surgery on Nick because Nick is so young. He doesn't have diabetes or anything else that would worsen his situation basically and make the need for open heart even more dire. He felt like Nick could do the stents. The cardiologist who would do the stents says that because Nick's anatomy is kind of weird, the way his arteries are in his heart are kind of weird. He says that not necessarily that he thinks that it cannot be done, just that it's going to be more difficult than it usually would be. So the goal for tomorrow is for him to go in and try to do the stents, and if for some reason he cannot, if Nick's anatomy is just too weird and he can't get the stents up in there and it's not going to work, then open heart will kind of be the only option, and at that point we'll have to talk to the cardiothoracic surgeon again and see if that he's willing to do it. So yeah, I am going to spend some time out here, about an hour. So we'll spend some time out here, get some more work done in here, and I'll let you guys know what I get up to. Okay guys, I am back home now. We're just gonna ignore the laundry that's behind me. I'm back home now. It is just 6 o'clock. Nick should be done with his dialysis any second. He is gonna go pick up some Taco Bell for us for dinner, and we're just gonna spend the rest of the night hanging out. I ended up not really doing much outside, honestly. I just started playing around on Procreate. That's something that I've been doing lately. I think I mentioned that earlier in the vlog. I have been trying to find some other new hobbies that are not writing or reading that allow me to still be creative but try something new. So I found a new video on YouTube, a tutorial that I started following. So I did that for about half an hour. We're gonna have dinner here soon and just kind of spend the rest of the night relaxing before we head to the hospital tomorrow morning. I did end up taking tomorrow and Monday off completely. So however long Nick is in surgery, either way it goes, if he just has the stents, I think maybe it'll be an hour or so. I'm gonna take my iPad, take the books that I'm reading, and just kind of do some writing and reading and stuff to keep my mind off of what's going on, and do my personal stuff that I enjoy doing anyways, rather than having to do actual work. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys here. Okay guys, welcome back. It is Friday night now. It is 9:45 at night. I did not update earlier today like I intended to. My brother, if you hear noise in the background, it is the dogs eating. This is poor timing, but it was the first chance I got to do it. My brother ended up coming and sitting with me at the hospital while Nick had his procedure done so that I wouldn't be alone. Thankfully, thank God, everything went off great. They were able to do the stents. They ended up having to place 5 stents, 3 in one artery, 2 in the other. But originally they hadn't been sure if the stents would work, and they thought that maybe he would need full open heart surgery, but it doesn't seem that that is the case. They were able to do the stents. He will stay in the hospital for 24 hours, so for today and part of tomorrow. And then hopefully be released tomorrow. He does still have one more blockage that they're going to have to go in and do at least one more stent for, but the doctor said that they had already done so much contrast and he had already been on the table for so long that he didn't feel comfortable doing everything at one time. So he will go back, and that blockage wasn't as urgent, so he'll go back and do that another time, maybe a month or so. And he also wants to go down and look at his feet and see if there's any blockages in his feet. So he'll do all that later on. So thank God he didn't have to have full open heart surgery. The stents were enough. He'll be in the hospital tonight. He's feeling good. I didn't end up doing, because my brother ended up coming, I didn't really end up doing any of the things I had intended to. We ended up just kind of hanging out and talking. And actually, while I am talking to you guys, I'm gonna put together my little drink here. So my brother came, we had lunch, and he just hung out with me. And then I ended up just doing like art and drawing. I have been doing art on Procreate. I don't remember if I talked about that or not, but I ended up doing that all day. I'll put in some clips or pictures of what I worked on today and a little bit of video on the side over here. But I ended up doing that all day. I tried to read, but I was having some like brain fog issues, and I haven't been sleeping very well, and I could just tell that I was not retaining what I was reading, and so I figured it was just pointless. And so I gave up on that, and I just did what I felt like doing in the moment and what was working to distract me. So right now I am making, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Sleepy Girl mocktail. So you do this like calming magnesium powder, which helps like relax you, and then Tart cherry juice has whatever melatonin, whatever in it that like helps you like relax and sleep. So you do this. I'm definitely not doing this according to the right measurements, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think that was too much, but yeah, that was too much. So yeah, I ended up doing my drawings all day, and that was actually exactly what I needed. It helped me like focus on something else, and but obviously you're using like a different part of your brain and like a different skill set than when trying to like write or plot or whatever. So that was exactly what I needed. This drink does not technically call for this, but I like adding some Gatorade for just like extra like hydration and like electrolytes. I don't do like a ton of it, I just do a little bit of it. I also like the taste of it because the tart cherry juice is tart and it's pretty strong. This kind of cuts it a little bit. And then you also do some sort of like sparkling water or something. A lot of people will do the Poppy, or what's the other one? What's the one I like? Poppy and the other probiotic soda. I can't remember the name of it right now. To give good like probiotics and like gut health stuff. But I didn't have any of that. I only have these bubblies. So I'm gonna do that. And you just kind of fill it up the rest of the way with that. And actually you're supposed to stir it first, and I forgot to do that. You stir it so that the powder like absorbs, you know, or like not melts, whatever the word is, you know what I mean, breaks down so that it's not powdery. Dissolves, that's the word. So that the powder dissolves. The powder dissolves pretty easily anyways. It doesn't usually stay like chalky or chunky. So do that, and then add some of the soda. Usually I add ice to this, but it's pretty fizzy. So yeah, I haven't written like at all this week, unless I did earlier in the week and I don't remember it. I may have done some stuff earlier in the week actually. I think I did look a little bit at my outline yesterday while I was at work, but I haven't really done much for this. This is the third week of the Rough Draft Challenge. There's obviously been so much going on, and I have just been kind of taking it day by day and doing what I can on any given day. So I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it. Nick is healthy. He's good. He didn't have to have heart surgery. That is what matters. I am doing, I've discovered a new hobby and am having fun doing it. And it has worked to keep me preoccupied. So that is what matters. So yeah, I'm going to take this. I'm going to go upstairs. Hopefully it will make me nice and sleepy. So that I can get some rest tonight. I have not been sleeping well. And I might hang out and maybe I'll do a little bit of reading tonight, or I don't know if I'll get into writing, but I will take my stuff with me tomorrow since we're going to be sitting at the hospital for most of the day tomorrow. Nick has dialysis, which is 3 hours alone, so I'll have time then. And then I ended up taking Monday off as well so that I could stay home with Nick. So we'll see how long I make this vlog. I may edit it and see how long it is and then decide when I'm going to kind of cut it off, and I'll pick it up next week. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. I appreciate you guys giving me the space to just kind of record what I can and when I can, and coming along on this journey with me. I appreciate you guys so much. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay guys, it is Monday now and I just realized that I never did anything to close this vlog out. So I know that this one has been kind of chaotic and all over the place, but I really wanted to just kind of reset and capture what is going on in life right now and just the craziness that we've been going through and everything. So thank you guys so much for embracing the chaos with me and coming along on this crazy journey with me. I appreciate you guys so much. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you're working on, how things are going for you. Love hearing about you guys and what you have going on. I always appreciate your support so much. Thank you so much for being here. Happy writing, and I will see you guys in the next one.